Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1K4. 1004 episodes in the books, actually 1003 plus today, 1004. Good Saturday morning. Welcome to the weekend. Bought some retail yesterday. I said just a few days ago, retail sucks. It still kind of does. It sucks less. I bought Bowman Platinum because two reasons. I enjoy it's a fun rip. And I knew that I could probably make my money back by ripping the Bowman Platinum yesterday and getting it listed right away, which became the case. So I'll share my results here this morning. Just a reminder, no live show tomorrow morning. I'll be probably hungover. I've got a cousin's wedding, which reminds me I need to get cash. There's like a phase in your life where you go to the gift registry and hey, look, squirrel. You go to the gift registry and you get the gift. Went through that briefly, and now cash is so much easier. Just cash. So that's what we're doing for my cousin Alex getting hitched later today down in Illinois near the Sterling Rock Falls area. So that's where I will be on my way there. Kyle's with us this morning in the chat. I'll be meeting up with Kyle in a few hours. I've got my NASCAR. I do need to consolidate because I've got some I've got some piles just from the recent Goodwill pallets. So need to consolidate some stuff, get it in my car. I haven't been able to walk through my garage, so it's a pain in the ass walking across the house and up as opposed to just going up the stairs into the garage. Finally today, I can, and it's raining again. So before I leave today, I've got to get shit back in the garage. We can finally put stuff. We can't park in there yet, not till Tuesday, but I can put shit back in the garage later this morning. So get those NASCAR cards loaded up, and I still have my card show. So I've got to Tetris the NASCAR into my car because I've got it full of card show shit. And I think it's the point where I'm just a couple weeks. Actually, next weekend is the Janesville card show, so I'm just going to leave everything in there. And for the Janesville, man, it's coming up fast. That means I'm going to have to run my Facebook ad for the Madison card show, which is coming up Saturday, October 28th. I'll be set up. Tables are going out fast. Another Madison card show, Saturday, October 28th. Do I have a banner? Let's flash that banner. There you go. Next Madison card show, October 28th. More first-time dealers, a lot of returning dealers that haven't been in a couple months. So let's see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. So 5 so far, 5 first-time dealers. But then my buddy Nick is setting up. He hasn't set up in several months. Ben is back after a few months off. Matthew took a couple months off. He's back. Tim's back for the second straight month. He had taken, probably a year off, and he set up last month. He's coming back. Let's see. Who else? Shong's coming back. Shong's a great dude. He hasn't set up in several months. Let's see. Who else? Of course, the Tony from Oak Creek will be set up. He hasn't set up in about a year. So Tony's back. Gary's back. Both of those guys bring heavy hitters in vintage. So it'll be nice to have Gary and Tony back. So that's the Madison Card Show, end of the month, Saturday, October 28th. 125 dealer tables, and it's going to be a good time. And I'll be in Janesville next Sunday, October 22nd, for the Janesville Card Show. Again, I'll have my bargain boxes, a few supplies. Thinking about doing dime boxes in Janesville. Thinking about just doing dime boxes because I've cherry-picked a lot of the quarter boxes, and just see how dime boxes work out for me. Sometimes I like tinkering with it because I'm getting to the point where, although much this year's the last few months have been a little different in terms of what I'm taking to card shows. I'm refreshing inventory more often than what I was the last 2 years. And then I just have to blow it. Like, I just need to get rid of this stuff. And, so I think I might just might try a dime box day in Janesville, as I'm kind of reaching that point where I'm not going to have fresh inventory the next couple shows. So might just bring dime box stuff, and then next month I'll have new quarter boxes. So that's that's what's going on next Madison Card Show. There you go. Saturday, October 28th, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. Janesville Card Show next Sunday, Holiday Inn Convention Center, I think is what it's called, right on the interstate, Janesville, Wisconsin. Wedding later today, Hangover Sunday, no Hobby Evolution tomorrow. We'll be back at it 7 a.m. Monday. My wife's birthday was yesterday. We went to, she had a small happy hour with some of her realtor coworkers from her office. So usually like the work things, I'm like, yeah, do your work thing. But I'm like getting to the point where it's like, can your coworkers be my coworkers too? Because I don't have coworkers. I need some adult time. I'm talking to the dog a little too much. So met up with her coworkers, did a little downtown Middleton. I was disappointed. So here's how things played out. Happy hour was like basically 3 to 5, and at Free House downtown Middleton. And then my wife and I had reservations at Eno Vino, which is a tapas, nice, you put your good jeans on when you go to Eno Vino. So had reservations for I think 6:15 at the Wanakee location, which is I think their newest location. Despite there being a location just down the road from us, like literally, I think it's 1 mile. It's right next to the Quick Trip that I always go to, the Eno Vino on Junction Road. It's like we could walk there. We're not walking people, so we don't walk there, but we could. Well, last night we wouldn't because it's cold and rainy. But if it was sunny and warm, you could. Most people, many people probably would. But we heard some things like the cleanliness, maybe not so clean at that location, but the other one is. So that's why we decided on Wanakee. Plus, it gets us away out of our neighborhood, right? So we had reservations for 6:15. And so it's getting to be like 5 o'clock. A couple people are still there. My wife's like, I didn't eat lunch. Do you mind if we just cancel our reservations and eat here? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I've already had a couple beers. Let's do it. And it's Friday, so they have a fish fry. Okay. My wife doesn't like fried food, so we don't go out to fish fries. I have some friends that are, but I just, I'm like, I don't like fish fries that much to like seek out people to go to fish fries with. It's like if I happen to be there or we happen to like, okay, I'll do a fish fry. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to try the fish fry. Because I've been to Free House ever. In fact, Free House is where my wife and I had our first date, which actually tomorrow is that anniversary of our first date. It was 2 days after her birthday, October 15th, 2014. Wow. And so 9 years ago tomorrow was our first date at that very restaurant. So like, I'm going to have the fish fry. They have catfish. Catfish is not like a big fish fry staple here in Wisconsin. Fish fry is huge in Wisconsin, but it's usually like walleye, cod, trout. But catfish is on some menus, but it's not like the staple in Wisconsin. Back where I grew up, like we didn't do fish fries, but we would have like the 40 and 8, which my dad belonged to. which is like a veterans thing, and it was a park just outside of our town. And there would be a fish fry every like August at the park. And so my dad always volunteered and did the, breaded or whatever. I don't know. He did something in the kitchen. That's some damn good catfish, right? So I'm like, man, I haven't had a good fried catfish in a long time. So excited about my fried catfish. And it sucked. Like, I was trying to explain it because one of my friends goes to fish fries every Friday. And I'm like, dude, Free House fish fries sucked. And he's like, really? We like it. But he probably doesn't get the catfish. He's a Wisconsin guy. He probably does the Wisconsin stuff. But the catfish was it was small. It was almost like something you would get like out of the freezer section. Like you go into the freezer section, you got your frozen pizzas, and then it's like authentic Wisconsin fish fry catfish in the frickin' box. That's what it tasted. That if they made that, it's like you pulled something out of the freezer. I was highly disappointed. Like, oh. The fries were good. The slaw was good. Catfish. So here's the thing in how my mind works. Now I'm like if it was delicious and like amazing, like next Friday, I'd be like, man, I really want to go to a fish fry. But now it sucked so bad that it's like, I'm good for a while. I don't need fish fries. Disappointing. But it'll prevent me from craving a fish fry for the foreseeable future. So that was our night. I'm not sure. Oh, my wife had the wrap, and they have delicious. Their wraps are really good. Like I should have got the wrap instead of the fish fry. So that's what my wife had. Then we came home and watched something on a new show, and my wife was very excited to watch it. Oh man, I don't even remember what it's called. Brie Larson's in it. It's kind of time set in the 50s, I believe. It was okay. Like, I don't really get into show. We actually talked about this with some of her coworkers. And like, I'm on my phone. Like, it's got to be like, it's really got to capture my attention for me to like put my phone down and watch a show. Like Dateline, I will put my phone down and watch Dateline if it's a topic that I'm interested in. If not, I'll just grab my phone and scroll. So I was scrolling. And here we are. Earlier in the day, I did make because on my wife's birthday, I'm out buying my wife's gift. Now we don't do we have this brand new house that we put a lot of money into. So we're not really spending much money on gifts. But you got to get your wife something for her birthday. So I did get her, the grocery store has the best, Pick and Save has the best like floral arrangements, and you're paying like half of what you would pay at the flower shop. So I get my wife's flower, and she knows flowers doesn't matter. So got her some roses in a vase, and she loves the Pick and Save cookie cakes. It's a giant, looks like a cake, but it's a cookie. It's a giant cookie, and it's got frosting. And so that was like kind of her. She didn't eat lunch. She just had a piece of cookie cake when she got home before happy hour. So she had a piece of cookie cake, and she's like, she loves the frosting on it. I love scraping the frosting off and just give me the cookie. So I got her a cookie cake. I had to get cards. I had to get my wife a birthday card. I had to get a wedding card for today. So I had to go to Walmart, and I had to go out and about anyway. It's raining. It's been raining the last 3 days, just raining cats and dogs. So that was annoying. So I go into Walmart. So I was out and about. I didn't get anything from Walmart outside of baseball cards. But it's like, I'm out and about. I want to go check Walmart, see what they got. Guess what they had? Bowman Platinum. I love Bowman Platinum. I'm gonna talk more about this after I read the chat, but I love Bowman Platinum. It's kind of a shitty product, but I love it. It's a fun rip. They also had a couple mega boxes of Mosaic football. Somebody in the chat was like, Mosaic football's hot. I bought the Mosaic football. How much was the Mosaic football mega box? Got my receipt right here. $55. And it was a bunch of garbage. Bunch of freaking garbage. You get a lot of like shiny stuff in there. And I'm like, I pulled like a Will Levis regular rookie, and I'm like, oh, maybe this is $5. No, it's like $2. Like, what? So that was my bad. I should have looked at Mosaic sales on eBay, because it was don't buy Mosaic football. It's a shit show. So I did buy that, and I haven't even put it. I was so disappointed. How disappointed was I with my Mosaic football mega box? I was so disappointed I didn't even list anything on eBay. I probably should, just to try to get some of the money back. Bowman Platinum, a different story. So we'll talk about that. In fact, I had considered going back and buying, because there was a bunch of Bowman Platinum on the shelf. I had considered, depending on my sales on eBay, going back later and buying more. I ran out of time. So I put everything up on eBay. I made some sales, not enough to like get me to go back and buy more. I pulled an Adley Rushman that I listed on eBay for $60. If I would have sold that, taken an offer, at least, I haven't even received any offers on it. So of 99 die cut. And I know $60 is high, but it's like, what kind of offers will I get on this card? So if that would have sold, I probably would have, because the blasters are only $25, which I think is a great price point for blasters. In fact, I still think 30, as long as they don't cut cards, they're cutting cards. Because in a blaster, I think there's 30, like there's 32 cards in a Bowman Platinum blaster. I think there's 7 packs of 4 cards, but then you also get 4 silver ice. So 28 plus 4. So 32 cards, $25, paying almost $1 a card. So let's do tax included. So what? $24.98 is plus tax. So let's do some math on this Saturday morning. $24.98. Our tax rate's 5.5 plus $24.98. So $26.35. So $26.35 divided by 32 cards, 82 cents per card of Bowman Platinum. So if you list them all for $2 on eBay, you're losing money. Because what's that? You got your final value fee if they're single, plus 30 on the transaction fee, plus 20 if you're at 10% promotion, plus your 63 cents, about a dime in supplies. Yeah, you're making about 50 cents. So, but you're hoping to sell some for, and I did, like Gunnar Henderson rookie, Adley Rushman rookie sold for $4 or $5. Some of the Trouts and Judges, I think I listed for $2.50. So few more pennies on that margin, but I listed everything at $2 as the floor for Bowman Platinum. Let's go to the chat. Then we'll talk more Bowman Platinum. Good morning, George. I should say good evening. Good evening, George. Kyle, what's happening? Good morning, and I'll see you this afternoon. Uncle Rich is here working a bit this morning, and then we'll listen to Hobby Hotline since Dr. Jim is one of the hosts. Excellent. I always listen to Saturday. I always tune into Saturday because I'm typically with the exception of my card show days. If Saturday's usually like my, one of my shipping, I ship all the freaking time, but usually Saturday, 10 a.m. Central, I'm in my shipping room shipping cards. So, and if Dr. Jim's on there, definitely always a good listen. JW, good morning. Card Safari's in the house. Happy weekend to all of us office peasants. Weekend? What's a weekend? Merle says, don't forget to get a happy belated birthday card. I got the birthday card. Uncle Rich says, better AM. Yesterday was a fun day after a terrible night's sleep, after deciding it would be a great idea to get the flu, RSV, COVID vaccine the same day. We talked about this. This is when you get old, you go out and you talk about vaccines and illnesses and how our bodies are all falling apart. You know, I decided to schedule my double dose of COVID and flu vaccine next week because I had a lot going on this week. What did I had something Wednesday. What did I do Wednesday? I had something Wednesday, right? Did I have something Wednesday? What the fuck? See, and your memory goes as you age. But obviously my wife's birthday yesterday and dinner, wedding this weekend. So I'm like, you know what? Next week is pretty free and clear. I do have the Janesville show, but that's not until Sunday. So, you know, if I'm down for a day, it'll be next Wednesday. So let's see. Kyle says, so what will go on the shelf after the NASCAR leaves? I don't know. Probably just more NASCAR as it comes in. It's kind of the NASCAR shelf. I kind of use it as the NASCAR shelf / trade. Like, if I have stuff for people, whether it's, I've got a guy that buys various players from me at card shows. So I always have a stack of stuff for him. So I put that box on that shelf. I've got some stuff that I'm compiling for our buddy George. So that will go. So it'll be kind of an all-encompassing trade / sale for people, like in-person stuff. Rich says our like percent is okay, but it helps for Bo to do the spiel. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Whatever Low Roller moans about. There you go. Smash the button, he says. Randy, the bargain boxer's in the house. Matty Ice is here. What's up? Good morning. Merle has smashed the like button. Thank you. Uncle Roger smashed it. JW says hitting the like button is the first thing I do when I get here. Very cool. Love to hear it. He likes to pound things. Chingy at the Holiday Inn. Did it before I even made the coffee. How about that? How about that? Max is here. What's going on? Thanks for spelling it right, George. Uncle Rich says, come on, man. Biscuit is great company and probably easy to talk to. She is easy to talk to, but she doesn't listen very well. That's my music. Card Safari says, are you going to rip some update next month to go for the MLB debut patches? Yes, so Chrome update will have the MLB debut patches. See, that's another thing that I touched on the other day. Am I going to buy update for the sole reason to find MLB debut patches? Absolutely not, because it's like buying Bowman to chase a superfractor. It's like playing Powerball. You're not going to win. You're not going to pull an MLB debut patch. So no. Will I buy some? Maybe. It's going to be one of those things where if I'm at Walmart and it's on the shelf, I'll buy it, but I won't go online and purchase it. It's just not something that I'll be chasing. Baseball card curmudgeon, what is up? I was looking for his update in retail. I think updates in retail, but they didn't have any at the Walmart. And then I had other stuff going on yesterday, so I wasn't going to go Walmart hopping to look for Topps update. Although if I have time pending today on my drive, since I go through Monroe and Freeport into Sterling, I'll be passing by 3 different Walmarts. So that's why I like taking the back roads. Although this is the most logical route. I said route this time. This is the most logical route to get to where I'm going, which is the ultimate destination this afternoon is Deer Grove, Illinois, which is basically a few houses in a wedding venue on Illinois. Is that Route 40? I think it's Route 40. North of Manlius, south of Rock Falls. I think it's Illinois Route 40. Let's see. Bargain Boxer says, my wife walked past the TV and said, does he dye his hair? No. No, I don't. Does it look like I dye my hair? No. This is just a morning bedhead with some product still in it from yesterday. Not dye product, but just gel. Nope, I don't dye my hair. You know, when I was a kid, I had like sun-bleached blonde hair when I was young. and then it gets darker. Now it's just brown. George says it's 11 p.m. and I'm up drinking Payek lager, not a bad beer. What did I have last night at Free House? It was like a White Rabbit. Kind of sound the name of the beer kind of sounded like a sex toy. What the hell was it called? Is it a White Rabbit? Sung by Jefferson Airplane. It's not from the White Rabbit Brewery. There's a lot of White Rabbit beers. Jesus. Huh. I wonder if they have it on their beer list at Free House Pub. Free House Pub. Beer. And it is on tap. Let's see. Doesn't look like they have draft. Oh, they don't update their freaking draft list on their website. Anyway, it was like a White Rabbit something. It was good. It was a wit beer. Ooh, it was a wit beer. White Rabbit wit beer. Now it's coming back to me. The White Ale. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is by White Rabbit. Maybe that's the name of the brewery. I didn't think that's what it was, though. I thought it was by a different White Ale, White Rabbit wit beer. Huh. No, this is different because this one is a 4.5% ABV. The one I was drinking was like a 5.6. So it's not White Rabbit Brewery. There's a lot of White Rabbit beers. Huh. I wonder why that is. Moving on. That's Max's music too. Fish fries are probably the most overrated Wisconsin thing there is. I can't disagree. I don't know if I agree with that statement, but I don't disagree with that statement. Fish fries are okay. They're just okay. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not like I go seek them out. And after my shitty fish fry catfish last night, I'm certainly not going to go seek them out for a while because it's like, man, I could go for a fish fry. Now it's like, nah, my last one sucked, so I don't need it. So I'm kind of in the middle on that. I'm Switzerland on that statement. I'm not going to disagree, but I'm not going to agree. Is it the most overrated Wisconsin thing? I'm sure there's something more overrated, in my opinion. But is there some type of overrating of fish fries in Wisconsin? Yeah, probably. Kyle says cheeseheads don't do catfish as much as us flatlanders. That must be true because there's just they're like all the fish fries that I've gone to, it's like trout and walleye, cod. It's like, I don't want this shit. I want catfish, man. I'm a flatlander. I'm a fib. Give me some catfish. George says, bro, I got you on some fried catfish, but I ain't got no catfish in Korea. This catfish is like a freaking sardine and just doesn't taste the same. Need some of that Delta Pride catfish. You know what I like? You know what fish that I loved? That's like the dregs of the sea, or not sea, but dregs of the waterways. Carp. Smoked carp. I used to love smoked carp, but I probably haven't had it in 30 years. If I had smoked carp today, I would probably be like, oh, this is disgusting. Why did I like this? But as a kid, I loved smoked carp. Where can I get some good, Kyle, where can I get some good smoked carp? Value Box Digger says, I do believe I saw Real Breaks advertise that Bowman Platinum is now not just a retail exclusive product. Really? Really? I have not seen, I wonder if Blowout has any. I don't think there's hobby Bowman Platinum. Bowman Platinum. Let's see. Doesn't even look like Blowout has Bowman Platinum on their website. They do not. So I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure it's still a retail only product, Bowman Platinum. Rich says, by the way, this is the quality chat you will never get on any other hobby webcast. Right. You're not going to hear catfish on other hobby podcasts. Who wants to hear about retail boxes anyway, right? But I'm gonna tell you, my shitty Bowman Platinum turned out pretty good. I'll talk Bowman Platinum. Bargain Boxer says, I saw you ripped Jabs on SCR. I was on their live stream the other night just commenting, and yeah, Jabs is full of shit. That's all I said. Jabs is full of shit. And I'll stand by it. I think he's full of shit. That's what I think. Kyle says a lot of restaurants serve commercially raised catfish, and if they are harvested when the catfish are off flavor, that catfish will be horrible. If it's wild caught, it's more consistent. I bet that's exactly the instance I ran into last night. I bet it was commercially raised garbage. Because the catfish fries I grew up going to down in Illinois, down in the flatland, those were like from the, I don't know if they were from the lake that we were at, but it wouldn't surprise me if they were. But I'm sure they were like local lake catfish, and not. And again, this was like in the 80s and early 90s. So, do they have commercial fish farms back? Probably not as prevalent as today. But I'm sure the fish fries I grew up going to were locally sourced from area lakes in the river. Because there's catfish in the Mississippi, right? I'm sure there's catfish probably some big old catfish in the Mississippi River. George says Saturday night in rural Mississippi ain't nothing but beer and fish fries or hog roasts. There you go. My kind of place. My kind of place. My nephew, who was up here last weekend, lives in Mississippi now. He's down in it's not true Mississippi though. He's like in him and his fiance live in like the touristy, like in Gulfport. Gulfport. So that's probably not like true Mississippi. Down on the coast. Merle says, love me some catfish, but of course I do. I grew up in Iowa. There you go. I love catfish. I grew up in Illinois. Kyle says, fish fries in Mississippi are unmatched. Interesting. T206 Kid, what's going on? My October 14th, 2014, I signed my first lease for my apartment in Louisville. So that's what I did on the day of your first date with your wife. October 15th was our first date. October 15th was our first date at the Free House. October 15th, 2014. And I believe it was a weekday, I think. Because I think we went on I think it was a Wednesday, because I think our second date was on a Friday. We went to Johnny's. And then we went out to dinner again, like on Monday, or Tuesday, or, it might've been not that fast, but it was like, we went out to dinner like 3 times in the first 5 days. We went on 3 dates. I'm like, man, I can't afford going out to dinner this much. So I think it was a Wednesday, because then we went to Johnny's on Friday night. George says, indeed, Kyle. That's one thing we actually got right down there. Value Box Digger says, Bo, you should change your ship to mail. Ship to mail. Uncle Rich says, if I had known my sked in advance, I would have chosen next week for that combo as well. George says, at this point, I'm depending on my snot-nosed students to vaccinate me. There you go. They're pretty good at keeping me with one infection or another. That's the thing. I don't want, if our friends come over, it's like, can they keep the kids at home? Because I don't want them snot-nosed kids bringing all that shit they get at school into the house. That's a total statement made by somebody without kids. Keep them snot-nosed kids at home. This is adult time. Although the adults are probably carrying the shit that the snot-nosed kids are bringing home from school. Although George brings up a good point about the snot-nosed students vaccinating him. When I was in radio and I broadcasted 153 basketball games play-by-play in how many weeks? 15 or 16 weeks. It was an average of almost 10 full-length game broadcasts per week for 4 months. And I only got sick once. And it was at the very beginning. And I was in a school like 5 to 6 days a week, like in a gym. I came down with like, I don't know if it was, I don't think it was strep throat, but it was like, I mean, and that's like the word for a broadcaster. That's like the worst thing you can get is strep throat or sore throat. And so I missed, I think for the way it fell, I think it might've been Thanksgiving. So I only missed like 1 day of games. And I think I only had like a doubleheader scheduled that day that I had to miss. So it's like, man, and I'm thinking like, cause I'm pacing and I'm, keep like, I need to be these are the marks I need to hit to get to 150 was my goal. And, I'm like, man, if I'm sick already, I'm missing 2 games. Like I can't miss any more games, but I ended up hitting 150 and I ended up with 153 with still a week to go in the season. So if worse came to worse, I had that, the last week of the season to do state finals. So I could have hammered out 8 more games. So actually 9 with super sectionals. So yeah, and that's the only time in a gym, like 6 nights a week in schools and gyms, 6 days a week. And I only got sick that was probably, and it was like the first week of the season, or second week, Thanksgiving week. So it was probably the second week of the season. In fact, I did a blog. I blogged. Let me see if it's still. I did copy and paste this blog into Word just in case Blogspot ever went down. But let's see. So here's I can share my screen. Here I'll just share the link. So if you want, it was called The Quest to 150. And this actually got me in Sports Illustrated, the online Sports Illustrated, for broadcasting 150 games. Let's see, November. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was early on in the season. Yeah, I think it was the Williams Field tournament that I missed. Is it this one? Game 9, game 8. And I tracked my miles. I tracked the results of the game, how many miles it was. And I think, let's see if I can go to the very end. Let's see. So I this is disgusting. Don't let my wife see this. So at the end, am I still, I thought I was presenting this. Good thing I wasn't picking my nose. There. Now we're sharing. Okay. So this was my my backseat inventory. Look at that picture. That's gross, man. But I basically lived in my Ford Explorer from like November through March. So this is what I found in my back seat. 73 granola bar wrappers were in the back seat of my Ford Explorer. This is probably vaccinated. This is probably with all the shit that was in my car. I didn't need a vaccine. I had all of this stuff helping me build a immunity to whatever. I had 14 Subway wrappers, 13 McDonald's wrappers. See, I was eating fresh. 14 to 13, Subway over McDonald's. I had 9 packs of gum. That's not wrappers. That's actual full packages. I went through 9 packs of gum. 6 Aeroco coffee cups. Now, it would have been more, but typically I was still drinking the coffee depending on where I was going. So I would take it in with me wherever. So a lot of the Aeroco coffee cups got thrown away. 5 Culver wrappers, which I'm surprised I ate, and I even mentioned this was kind of a surprise. Culver's ranks 3rd of the most fast food waste in my vehicle. I'm surprised I ate 5 Culvers in that amount of time, because there was not too many at that time. There wasn't too many Culvers where I was traveling. 2 Steak and Shake, which I thought there would be more Steak and Shake because there was a Steak and Shake in Galesburg where I worked most of my games. 2 Taco Bell wrappers. That's 2 too many. 2 kitchen cooked potato chip bags. If you know, you know. 2 beef jerky packs. 2 T-shirts. 2 water bottles. Man, I should have been drinking more water. 2 Chinese carryouts. 2 5-hour energies. 1 Popeyes. That was my Friday. That was always my Friday meal at the state finals. So that was, let's see. And even a Carlos Zambrano cookie wrapper. Oh, and my buddy Dave Arnold gets a mention here. Baseball coach Dave Arnold picked up some Carlos Zambrano cookies when he was at the Cubs convention. So that was, I thought I did how many miles. Now I'm curious how many miles I. Huh. All right. So that was my blog. 150 games in about 15 weeks. Where we at? Talking Tatis. Good morning. Phillies and Diamondbacks selling very well. Astros, Rangers, not so much. Have a nice weekend. Very nice. Yeah, I went away from baseball, listing baseball on eBay, although I had a pile in my shipping room and I'm like, I just need to list like 100 cards today. And it ended up being baseball. And then obviously Bowman Platinum yesterday. And I had a huge amount of sales yesterday and last night. Like I woke up to 77 notifications on eBay, sales notifications, which is the most I've had in an overnight in quite a while, which is nice. I wonder. So I'm sure my sales were way up yesterday with the amount of volume I had. Yeah, significantly, and off to a good start today. Focus Tilt George says, first off, the Fanatic shelf stitching relic. Yeah, that's stupid. I don't know if you saw that. First like mainstream or whatever jersey, gimmicky. JW says, did you see Topps Holiday is out already? No. Like, isn't it insane how many there's going to be more baseball releases after the season or from postseason to the end of December than there were the entire year during the entire baseball season leading up to the baseball season. Because we've got Topps Update just came out. We've got Bowman Platinum, Topps Holiday, Topps Archives comes out in a few weeks. Pro Debut comes out next week. There's probably Stadium Club Chrome. Bowman Draft probably won't even come out until January, which is what it's been lately. It's crazy the amount of release. It's like, oh yeah, Chrome Update will be coming out. JW, where are you seeing it out already? I'm seeing pre-orders only. Let's see if Blowout has anything. See, the thing is, the way Fanatics is rolling now, Chrome Update is on pre-order at Blowout. Trending pre-orders. Topps Archives, Topps Chrome Update, Topps Pro Debut, Topps Tier 1, Gilded Collection, Topps, let's see, 2023 Topps Holiday. I did see, I thought I saw nothing on Blowout for Topps Holiday. Let's see. George, I want a hush puppy after all this catfish talk earlier. Fortunately, I do have some imported cornmeal, so I can make some. Hush puppy. I haven't had a hush puppy in a long time. Talking Tatis, I've pulled superfractors. So you're saying I have a shot at the Powerball. What's next? Skill games? Colorado Stanford was sick. Check the highlights. I saw the final score. Heard it was a crazy game. Merle says, talking about those toys may get the bots to show up. Yeah, the White Rabbit. I was looking at the highlights, but then I noticed another show was going live. Bo squirreled me. Uh-oh. Low roller scratcher. Oh no. His state has banned skill games. Virginia. Sorry, Virginia. There isn't a Santa Claus. George says you got to move. What state do you live in, George? The state of confusion. George is in Korea. Do they have skill games in Korea? The southern one, but brother Kim is only a few miles north of me. Merle says, got my first batch listed today. Does anyone else set up scheduled listings to post on days they may not be able to post? I know a lot of people do. I don't. Typically, I can. I'm listing every day, but I do know people do schedule listings. I think it's free now. You used to have to pay like a dime to schedule listings, but I do know quite a few people schedule listings. Talking Tati says, I read about the skill game ban on the interweb. It's called the LRS law. LRS, low roller. You were coming on YouTube bragging about skill games. Let's see. Associated Press. Ban on electronic skill games in Virginia reinstated by reinstated this. So the ban was reinstated. A ban on electronic skill games in Virginia went back into effect Friday after the state Supreme Court vacated an injunction that allowed thousands of the betting machines to remain in gas stations, bars, and convenience stores. The injunction was issued by a lower court in an ongoing lawsuit that argues the ban is a violation of free speech, but a panel of 3 Supreme Court justices found that the suit is unlikely to succeed. Sorry, Virginia, no more skill games. Bummer, dude. Rich says Fanatics is working on getting more hobby stores, retail products. Had a nice chat with a store owner last week at the smaller D. That's probably with Bowman Platinum. That's probably, yeah, I bet they are. It's still like a retail centric product. They're not making hobby SKUs, but they're opening it up for hobby stores to get retail products. That's probably what they were talking about. Real Breaks is probably able to get the blasters direct from Fanatics. Jody's in the house. What's up? Tops had Bowman Platinum monster boxes up yesterday. Very nice. Kyle says travel along Route 84. I said route again. Route along the river, and there are multiple fisheries between Fulton and Savannah have smoked carp. Okay. Value Box Digger says, I can't drop the link, but it shows a hobby box of 2023 Bowman Platinum on Google. Let's check this out. 2023 Bowman Platinum. Shopping. Oh, the MLB shop, the $99.99 one. So these are monster boxes. These are retail monster boxes. I think, is this what you're, let's do. So these are also, these, you can get these in Walmart. It's called a monster box. There's like 2 autographs per box. Actually, these don't even say, oh yeah, there it says on the very top, 2 autographs in every box. Don't waste your money on these. Because the autographs do not sell. I'm gonna talk about Bowman Platinum, but these are retail monster boxes. They've had these. Bowman Platinum has had these now for a few years. Because I remember getting these back in pre-COVID. This was a chase. This was like a big chase. These retail products, Bowman Platinum, Topps Fire was a big chase. Back in 2018, 2017. And then they went to 2018 might have been the first year they did the monster boxes where they're basically, people called them hobby boxes, but they weren't traditional hobby boxes. They were only sold in Walmart or Target, depending on which retail chain got the exclusive to whatever product it was. Bowman Platinum has always been a Walmart. I think Topps Fire has always been a Target. I can't remember how that worked, but Bowman Platinum, yeah, they've had these monster boxes. Where are we at? Change the title to I Got Catfished. It will become the most viewed video for the least amount of time. There you go. He's in Gulfport. Yeah, Gulfport. Gulfport, Mississippi. There's a Gulfport, Illinois. Have you ever been to Gulfport, Illinois? I've got some stories that I probably shouldn't share on YouTube. Merle, who is going up to try noodling for channel cat? Oh, man. See, that's not, I'll eat fried catfish, but I'm not sticking my arms in no holes to go find them channel cat. No siree. Have you ever done that? It's probably not surprising that for you to hear me say I've never noodled for channel cat. George says, that's where my sister and brother-in-law live. It's a great place. It's true Mississippi with a bit of snowbird twist. Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking. It was probably more touristy and like not traditional Mississippi. Let's see. Value Box Digger says, oh yeah, it's October 14th. Your title should be something about 2 years ago. You walked out of your 9 to 5 to sell $1.50 cards full-time on eBay. Yes. Was today I think today is my anniversary of my final day on the job, 2021. Let's look at the calendar. October 2021. Yeah. Today was the last 2 years ago. Today, I walked out of the office for the last time. Like I couldn't wipe that. You could have kicked me in the gonads and I still would have had a big old smile on my face because I was walking out of that office. October 14th, 2021. What a day. What a day. Yep. And then October 15th was technically my first full-time day, but I don't really consider it because I was doing I was finalizing business paperwork. I think I went Wal-Mart hopping like, hey, this is going to be my new gig. Just driving around, having fun, and not realizing all I'm going to be doing is sitting in my basement, shipping and listing and shipping. And then if I have a free moment, I can go out to Walmart. But I still love it. 2 years later, still love it. I used to sell my catfish to old guys from Trenton for 25 cents in the 70s. Does that make me a commercial fisherman? Yes. I'll accept it. George says, definitely did some noodling back when I lived there. A lot of excitement in that activity. That would scare the shit out of me. Good morning, Royals 417. If anyone is close to Ottawa, Kansas, there is a local card show today from 10 to 4, southwest of Kansas City. Very cool. Ottawa, Kansas. George says, glad it didn't get you in the swimsuit edition. Yeah, thank God for that. Although I was a little slimmer back in what year was that? 2010? I was a lot slimmer in 2010. Let's see. George says, speaking of noodling, sunk a boat going out to do some noodling one night with my buddies. Talking Tatis, zero trash bags in that pursuit of cleaning the backseat of my car. Top's website has Bowman Platinum mega boxes, $99.99. I would not blaster boxes for $25, far better deal than the mega boxes with 2 autographs. Let's see. Kyle says, I think it's a rite of passage to have sunk in a boat while noodling. George says, borrowed boat at that. When you get a bit drunk, stuff happens. Hey, I can attest to that. Walmart website for the Topps holiday. Not sure if it was a pre-sale. I'll have to double check. Interesting. Let's check out Walmart.com. Walmart.com Topps. Shit. Remember when looking like refreshing Walmart? Holy shit. It is a pre-order. $29.92 Topps Holiday Mega Box. Let's present. It is a pre-order though. Let's see. I don't know when it releases. Huh. I don't think it says. Oh wait, maybe it says it down here. Doesn't have a release date, but yeah, you can get pre-orders of Topps Holiday. Walmart is taking pre-orders for Topps Holiday, not out yet. Pre-order. There you go. Holiday was always a Black Friday release. I would be surprised if that changed. Andy Max says, it cracks me up when people complain about Allen and Ginter having non-baseball cards in it. There are 999 baseball-only products released by Topps. One release that's not all baseball shouldn't bother you. Amen. Amen. I'll drink to that. And the funny is, when people like pull a pickleballer autograph and they're like, I wanted a baseball autograph. This is a baseball card product. Well, it's not a baseball card product. There's, like Andy says, there's a lot of non-baseball in it. But if you could sell, if you pulled a pickleballer, you could sell that for like $200. And the baseball autographs, depending on who it is, sell for like 10, 20. So sell it and buy 20 baseball autographs that you want. Let's see. JW says, I thought it seemed really, I'm surprised the pre-order's up already, because usually pre-orders go up online, but I guess, it's already the middle of October. Damn. So yeah, Black Friday's only 6 weeks away. Holidays seemed to be the random baseball drop in 2016 when it first started, but then COVID hit. Now baseball drops all throughout the offseason. Topps needs to make a Halloween edition. Yeah, it's since COVID, everything's been like backed up, and it really sucks because all of a sudden, all of these products, like I like Bowman Platinum, I love Topps Pro Debut, Heritage Minor League. I forgot to mention that's coming out in, I think, November. Topps Update, like all of this good stuff comes out like boom, 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 boom. We just had Allen and Ginter. Topps Archives. I love Topps Archives, only on retail. I don't like hobby retail. I don't like hobby archives. I like retail archives. Where are we at? JW says, I seen that an employee that worked for the Cubs went to the hospital for an allergic reaction to an unknown substance in a piece of mail he opened. I think he worked at one of the offices. Yeah, he worked at Wrigley. Yeah, that was a big story a couple days ago. There was like a powdery substance and had an allergic reaction. I don't know if any more has come out since, I think that was Wednesday when that happened. They were released from the hospital, I think like the same day. Wrigley Field powder 4 days ago, but I don't think there's I don't think there's any more updates to that story. Yeah, that's scary. That reminds me of like post 9/11 with all those anthrax scares. James in the house. Good morning from the Chasing Cardboard headquarters. What's going on? Good morning. Early for you. Actually, it's almost 10. It's like 8 o'clock over there. So I guess it's not that early. George says, one of the biggest turnoffs for me in modern collecting is the overstimulation from so many damn releases. I just can't keep up. Amen. George only wants 1 or 2 releases. I like mini releases, but when you consolidate them all into like a 2-month period, it's like, come on, man. Like, where were you in June and July when I wanted to open baseball cards and there was nothing out? May. There was like no releases in the month of May. Like the start of baseball. When do people want stuff? Like leading the month leading up to the season and the first month of the season. And when do we have the least amount of products? The month leading into the season and a month into the season. We had like Topps and Topps Heritage, and that's it for like a 2-month period. And then we get some trickles here and there. And then all of a sudden, we're in the playoffs and the season's almost over, and we get bombarded with 50 different releases. Max says that's because everybody is still buying the COVID excuses, schools, businesses, corporations. Yeah, we're still coming. I mean, but it's no surprise. I mean, when you really think about what happened during COVID, like that's long impacting like what we went through in terms of business. And I worked I was working in transportation when we were going through COVID, and the first month, the first couple months was great for me as a sales guy in transportation because half of the nation was shut down. Half of the manufacturing plants were shut down. And so when you have customers that have freight still moving and there's half the freight, but the same amount of truck drivers, you can set your own price and make good money. And I made great money. And then all of a sudden, guess what? Everything opens up, and the customers that were moving freight it's not as important for them to get their freight moved, so they're not paying more. They're not paying market price now. So now the other companies, the manufacturers across the country that were closed for several months, now we were shut down for several months. We will pay top dollar to get these trucks. And now the trucks can set the market. And that's just how the transportation industry works. And so I went from having, the best 3 months of my career to having the worst 3 months of my career immediately following. And that has long lasting. I mean, when you shut down for a few months, that it's not like you catch up in 3 months. It's long ranging. So we're still there's still manufacturers that are seeing a crunch from 3 years ago, from having to shut down or partially shut down. Max says baseball cards should be released February through November, but that's like the whole year too, right? I'm okay with year-round baseball card releases. In fact, I would prefer it. Give us 12 months of releases so you're not putting 50 different products in 1 month or 2 months. Value Box Digger says off-season releases may benefit you as an eBay seller, slow sales in baseball, but new app with 100%. 100% accurate, without a doubt. That's why I want 12 months of baseball releases, because new products, Bowman Platinum, we'll just go into Bowman Platinum. It's a shitty resale product. But if you go and buy it the first day, I haven't checked since I went live in the last hour, but I had sold, this is gross sales. And since I had 28 sales since I went live. And that's I had such a slow week until yesterday. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. And it's not all okay. So 1, 2, 3. So 6, 8, 10, 12. So what number did I have? 125. So I've done about close to $150 in gross sales on my Bowman Platinum. And my total cost was about 4 blasters. So $105. So I'm still at a loss, all things considered. I still have a hit, an Adley Rushman hit that's on eBay that will move. It's not going to move for what my list price is. Offers are open. But I should, once, by the time the weekend ends, I'll have made a profit on Bowman Platinum blaster boxes. You could say it's a grind, $2 at a time. It's not really a grind. I fed this is my stack of Bowman Platinum. And I fed them through the scanner and I upload. Now I did have to type because obviously it's a new release, so the AI is not going to recognize it yet. So I had to type everything in, but it's in 2023, copy paste. Bowman Platinum, copy paste. Bowman Platinum, copy paste. Condition, copy paste. Price, copy paste. Good till canceled, blah, blah, blah. The only thing I'm typing in is title, player, team, return. Is return still? It's enter now. Dating myself. That's like typewriter speak. Christian Yelich, Milwaukee Brewers, enter. Jordan Groshans, Miami Marlins, return, enter. So when it's all said and done, I will have made a small profit on Bowman Platinum. And if it's a shit, and that's I just know the product. Well, how do you know you're going to make money? Because it's timing and it's the product. It's a retail only product. It's the first day. There's not much on the market. People are going to buy it. If you wait until next week, if you don't find it, if your Walmart wasn't stocked this week and you get Bowman Platinum in your store next week, you will lose money. I'll just say it. You will. If you bought 4 blasters next Friday and listed everything, with the exception of the Cubs, I didn't list the Cubs, you will most likely lose money. But if you get it the day of release, boom, list it. Sell it, profit. Let's see. I think that was so most of my customers were not in this area. Most of my customers were the ones I was shipping, Ball Metal, which is kind of Milwaukee. But I mean, they were open nationwide. Most of my freight from Ball Metal was to Tennessee, Morristown, Tennessee. But yeah, you would think many plants would be shut down in Wisconsin, but there were quite a few plants that were open in Wisconsin that I did business with. New Mexico, Nebraska. I mean, it was Texas. The funny thing is, Texas was actually partially shut down. Like GC Packaging was not my customer, but I called on them and I was in contact with them. That's who prints Topps cards. They're actually owned by Fanatics now. They were at like half. They could only employ like half the line. George says, give me a top set, Donruss set, Fleer set, and Upper Deck set, factory set, LOL. Return on my iPad keyboard. Oh, I didn't realize that. Return. So I'm not out. I'm not outdated with my return. I thought that was just on typewriters and everything was enter now. Kyle says, my 7-year-old heard you swear 2 times and said to tell you to stop so you don't get demonetized. Do you get demonetized if you swear? I got a notification on one of my videos. No, I don't think it was it wasn't like a copyright strike or anything. I wonder if it was for swearing. Dropping the F-bomb too many times. George says, some of the platinum inserts are always a pretty good looking card. I mean, Bowman Platinum, I mean, this is Christian Yelich. We don't like him, but I mean, these are cool freaking cards. Let's find somebody we like. Well, the ones I really like are in the other room. They're my Cubs cards. We don't know him. Like here's a Chase DeLauder Precious Elements insert. Here's the Trout. What else? Here's the insert called Renowned Rookies. Oswald Peraza. There's a New Money is a really cool insert. Let's try to find one of those. New Money. Here's Justin Crawford. New Money. That's a freaking cool card. That's a cool freaking card right there. New Money. Money, money, money. So that's Bowman Platinum. They're awesome. I mean, I really like, now the paper stock it's kind of cheap. But the design is really cool. The images are, for the most part, pretty cool. The inserts are awesome. The autographs are stickers. So when you do get, if you buy one of those mega boxes, monster boxes, the autos are stickers. They don't sell for shit. Resale is going to suck after like today. So it's one of those that you have to get in, get out like within the first 2 days of release. That's why I'll buy, I bought my 4 blasters yesterday and I probably won't buy anymore because I know that it's just I'm just going to lose money. So I might as well, if I want Cubs, I'll just go buy singles. Max says, no, the COVID behavior is what I was talking about. People were scared down there about a year after people up here said, screw it. Morristown. I sold vacuum cleaners there for a week. That was a shit gig. Yep. Morristown, Tennessee. Did a lot of loads from Milwaukee to Morristown. Merle says, I'm trying to sell cards to every state this year. Finally got one sent to Delaware yesterday. Still have about 12 states to go. Delaware was actually a state that surprisingly I sent a lot of cards to, but I haven't sent too many. Now that you mention it, this is intriguing to me because, and this may have been part of the COVID boom and maybe the service that was located in Delaware. There was like a ship my cards type of, I said ship, by the way, ship my cards. There was a similar service located in Delaware. So I was sending a lot of cards to Delaware. I'm thinking maybe that was like a card only service. And with the market down, they closed or whatever, because a lot of hobby-based businesses have shut down in the last couple of years. One state that surprisingly I send a lot of cards to is Utah. Like I have a lot of buyers in Utah. Obviously the big states, I send a lot to California, Illinois. I send a lot to Wisconsin, and I think the reason for that is because I have a lot of Packers cards and Brewers cards, like oddball stuff that I receive in bulk buys and Goodwill pallets. So like I always have police cards, like Packer police, Brewer police, oddball sets. And obviously Packers and Brewers collectors mainly are here in Wisconsin. So yeah. But Delaware used to have like they were sending those cards, to Canada or overseas. Oregon, I send a lot of cards to Oregon, but they also have like a lot of the Asian buyers will use a service that's based out of like Portland. And then, of course, Ship My Cards is in, I think, Litchfield Park, Arizona. So I send a lot there. Let's see. JW says, can you get demonetized for drinking on air, like during the 1000th episode live stream? No. Let's see. I think you can get demonetized on dropping the F-bomb too many times in a single video. And that could have been like the warning or what I received. Don't know what the threshold is, but I never had to worry about the fine print. Yeah. Box, Oregon. So there you go. Bowman Platinum, a really fun product. Once it's said and done, everything is listed in my eBay store. I'll make a small profit. But it took it took 20 minutes to type everything out, and it's over 100 cards. Might have taken me a half an hour to type everything in. No time to scan and upload, and then boom. So, and it's fun. Like there's some enjoyment in there as well. So that's what I had for today. It's 10 o'clock. Hobby Hotline's on. Wow. So I'm going to get going. Tune over to Hobby Hotline and have a great weekend. Again, no Hobby Evolution tomorrow morning. We'll be back on Monday morning, 7 a.m. Central. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you on Monday.